I have a three-way tie. Well, I take that back. I have a two-way tie, and then,
A potential third.
well, the third is the most likely.
I'm gonna say this too, and I feel like your battle between two is RFK and Vivek.
No, RFK and DeSantis.
Oh, really?
I have too many issues with Vivek's
Oh,
policies.
okay, okay.
Not to
What
say,
policies?
well, and you know what? I take that. I shouldn't say policies. Some of the things he says, because a
How he
lot of the
says
things,
them, because it sounds like it's
maybe.
too
So
good to
let
be
me,
true.
well, okay, in a way, yes. So what I'm talking about, Vivek's saying a lot of things, and his most popular things are things that he could not do
Yep.
as president of the United States. And then there's some things I don't disagree that I just firmly disagree with, like his whole thing about wanting people to take the citizenship test before they can vote. I've already said this. I feel like that's something that I'd be fine with that if that was a requirement to graduate high school, but not to vote.
Why?
Well, first of all, he can't do that. It goes against the Voting Rights Act. He can't do it.
No,
Um,
yeah, yeah. No, okay. I don't even know why I asked why. No, yeah, that shouldn't be because just to vote, you have to take a civics test.
yeah, exactly. Now, and
Yeah.
here's the reason why, though, for those who may not follow what we're talking about. So the right to vote is outlined in the Constitution, and the requirements are already listed. You have to be 18, and depending on the rules of your municipality, you have to be 18. You have to be a citizen, federally speaking. There are certain requirements that it's like some states require an ID to vote, but anything the states pass can technically be challenged under the Voting Rights Act. So, for example, if a state were to implement a civics test, that would probably be immediately quashed by the Voting Rights Act because during the Reconstruction in the South, one of the things that the Southern Dixiecrats like to do to keep black people from voting was to have reading tests. Now, at the time,
Did you say Southern Dixiecrats?
yeah, that's what they're called.
That's real?
Yeah, that's real. It just means Democrats in the South because not all Democrats were, you
Oh
know,
man, dude, that's funny.
yeah, they were called Dixiecrats. But
Sounds about
shit, where was it
right
going?
as of today.
Oh no, so, man, they're
I
very much a
mean,
unified party now.
well, I mean, but they're still going on and on about segregation.
Yeah, but when the
Talk
Dixiecrats
to
were
him
in
about
there, they were
college.
for it. They were for it. Oh well, okay, fair. um, but one of the things that they implemented was they tried to implement literacy tests, which on the surface isn't overtly racist, but then when you look at the time, this was right after the end of slavery, and it was against the law in most places for slaves to know how to read. And even if it wasn't against the law, it may have been, it depends on the state, but even if it wasn't against the law, it wasn't super common. So, right out of the gate, that would disqualify the vast majority of black voters in the South. And that's what they were trying to do. And then they did a ton of other things that were, examples of laws that are not racist on paper, as I like to say, because it never actually says you cannot do this if you are black, but in practice, it was extremely racist.
It's kind of like the if you don't want a slave, don't own one. Have you heard that slogan?
Apparently not.
Apparently, it went around a bit in that time era because like they were saying, well, why do you want to abolish slavery if you don't like
Oh,
slaves?
okay, I
Don't get
gotcha.
one. But
Well,
that's a lot of people took that saying and they attributed to abortion. They said, well, if you don't want abortion, don't get one.
I
It's
was
like
gonna say, which
whether it's
it's
right or
funny because,
yeah, it's right or wrong. So, but
well,
anyway,
the problem with both those things is in this particular case, that applies for something like a gay wedding. Um, but when you're talking about the life of a human being, it gets much more problematic. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, so my two-way tie is RFK and DeSantis, and I have things I like about both candidates. I'm almost even on both of them. And then Vivek also, I think Vivek is really gung ho, but he misreads the Constitution something fierce. Like, because I also have a really big problem with his immigration platform. Because he was citing, what it was at the four. I don't have my Constitution on me. Shame on me. I think he was citing the 14th Amendment or the 12th Amendment. I think it was the 14th. Hang on. I'm going to double check myself real quick so I don't sound more stupid. Oh, no, it is the 14th Amendment. Okay. Yeah, the birthright citizenship thing. So he's citing the provision in there that says that the children of foreign diplomats that are born in the United States are not automatically granted citizenship. And he says he wants to apply that to undocumented immigrants. While I know that's not what it says, Vivek, because he talks about. So here's Vivek's problem. The argument he makes is that illegal immigrants, people who cross the border illegally, are not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. Well, the problem with that, Vivek, is if they're not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, then they, in fact, did not break the law and are therefore not, in fact, illegal aliens. But they are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States because they can be prosecuted. So you are just really making a stretch here. And I'm shocked more people didn't question him on it, but that's because I honestly believe this. I think there is. I don't even think it's. So I don't even want to call it covert racism.
Hold on, let me just double check. Now you're saying that Vivek said that he wants to end birthright citizenship
For children of illegal immigrants.
Well, I mean, really, if you think about it, it's the Constitution, correct? So,
yes.
Therefore, the Constitution does not pertain to immigrants. It pertains
only
to U.S. citizens.
Correct? No. That is incorrect.
Well, because you can't hold the 14th Amendment on somebody in another country because it's in another country. That's
no, but you can inside the United States.
Okay. Well, yeah, within the United States, that makes sense. So that's tricky because, I mean, if you're not a citizen, I understand that you would be held to the extent of the law, but if you're not a citizen, how could you? I don't know. That's a tough one. And then
here's the problem.
For you to explain. I'll let you.
Well, here's the problem because the 14th Amendment of the United States says that anyone born inside the United States is a citizen of the United States.
And I'm perfectly fine with that.
That's what I'm saying. Now, and his argument is basically saying that that amendment was written to make the children of slaves by default citizens, which, I mean, yeah, okay, but intent and practice can often mean two different things. The fact of the matter is the Constitution states very clearly that if you are born in the United States or if you are born anywhere in the world to citizens of the United States, or a citizen rather, you are automatically a citizen of the United States. No ifs, ands, or buts.
All right. Hold on. I got one for you. Okay.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Take a seat. So, what's the number one? What's the easiest way to get a new wave of new voters for people in the United States?
You get a bunch of new citizens.
Okay. So now, if one party is vehemently against those new citizens, and then one party is not, who do you think they're going to vote for?
Well,
they're going to vote for the party that literally is allowing them to come in, just out of thanks, because they don't understand our politics and our systems.
Well, you don't automatically get to vote just because you're here, though. You have to be a citizen.
New York is working on a way for literally illegals to vote.
Not in federal elections.
Well, I don't know.
They're working.
Oh yeah. No. I'm sorry. It is. What is it? Not municipal.
Municipal and state, I believe, but it might actually be just municipal.
Not federal.
No,
my bad. But
I think it is just municipal. Which
regardless, it's still problematic.
It's very problematic, but it's problematic for New York. I don't live in New York. I don't give a shit.
No, but
if they want to,
people are gonna move to other places when they get tired of it, and you know what?
But they can't. But they can't vote then.
No. I'm not talking about the people.
Oh, you mean the people?
I'm talking the people who literally live there and they're voting for this, and they don't understand what they're voting for.
I don't think it's going to pass.
No, I
don't think it's going to, because
I don't know, but still, it's just.
Well, who cares? So they can vote for mayor of New York, who's already a Democrat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So when you get the people who live there and they decide to leave because it's gotten so bad, they still take that stupid same mindset with them. And then they vote for dumb policies where they move to. That Texas is seeing that.